We're gonna wait a couple more minutes until more people join.
Awesome.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in for these. I guess we can call it the third AMA of January, but really two since we started business as usual again. As there's a lot of announcements today, or I don't want to call it announcements. There's a lot of updates today, and a lot of positive ones in many facets of growing our community, and even on the side of our core investment asset or our core product as of right now is Dino Babies in Space, the animated series. So the first probably 35 to if not 40 minutes is probably going to be going through a lot of great updates. And we're glad you're here for them. I'll start them in, let's say, a minute or so. And if you have questions to ask, please throw them up in the questions channel. It is right above this AMA room. And beyond that point, we'll be taking stand-up questions at the end. Otherwise, we just have a lot to go through so that everyone feels informed. And I hope you enjoyed this. Um, and for those who are new to the community, my name is Alabaster Jefferson, AJ, and I am, let's say, our project manager of the initiative. Next to me is Matt, local artist, and now pitch man of Down Babies in Space.
Everybody.
So let's. I had an order I wanted to talk about things in. Let's see if I still know that. I do. Okay, cool. So let's let's go down the line of just uh, first things first. Our DAO. That is what I would say is most interesting part of our community. Community updates. Our DAO has been live and functioning for effectively 3 weeks now, soon to be four. Birthday is on the 21st. And in that time frame, we successfully passed multiple measures. We also have restructured the whole way we go about the proposal process. And as of now, everyone should be able to, whether or not you hold a Ziggy or not, should be able to follow every proposal as it comes in, both in Discord, in the proposal talk channel, or on Snapshot to see where things are going. If you hold a Ziggy, you'll be able to chat in the proposal talk channels. You'll be able to vote on pre-proposal initiatives, and then you'll have eggs to then vote on Snapshot. So all of those points together, we've have some really interesting conversations going on. Some are contentious, some are exciting. There are a lot of ideas flowing through, and the really big thing is ideas can come from anywhere. I mean, we want them to. So if I want to make a change to the project, I also write a proposal and we get it voted on and we see it pass through. Matt will do the same, and Matt will be doing one fairly soon. But we have some really great things going through. And so if you are not aware of how a DAO works, a DAO is a decentralized automated organization, which means effectively uh, it's what communism dreamed of. And I act as an executor with Camillo on executing the DAO's requests. But other than that, we really let you run the show. And so if you hold a Ziggy, swing by the Proposal Talk channel, uh, get your opinion heard, or go to submit a proposal and write your own up. I want to hear your ideas come through. Just beware. We do filter some, not all, but proposals that are just saying, hey, raise the floor without an idea how. we don't get push those through the Discord. But in other DAO news, we are about to enter final vote on 5 new proposals. So expect a bunch of new votes in the next week. But one thing also unrelated to the DAO as voting is our royalties for the first month came in, and we have added 13 more Ethereum to the DAO. So we are now at 103 Ethereum, and we will, as soon as OpenSea pays us, we will transplant half of that into the DAO week over week, however that comes in. OpenSea pays us on a unreasonable month delay, but sometimes faster. It's not really set in stone. They just kind of send us money when they feel like it. And that's all based on the volume. So we've crossed a huge volume mark. We got a huge amount of Ethereum. A lot of that went into the DAO, and the other half of it is held in our float for upcoming marketing and hiring for some big marketing pushes for the upcoming Space Pirates. Before we jump into what that means, though, I'm going to save that best for last. I do want to then jump into one thing a small portion of our budget is going into is our partnerships. We are actively looking into some really great partnerships, and I don't want to steal all of Camilo's thunder, so I will stop there and say, Camilo, do you want to talk about the partnerships you want to talk about?
Yeah, so and unfortunately, Savo could not make it today, but if you are a holder, you've seen that every day we've been pushing a lot of collabs and whitelist partnerships with different projects um, as a way to incentivize our community. We've also have a partnership coming up with Kumo World. This is a really interesting partnership. It involves art. It involves a game in which we're gonna pick some members to represent our project and go and play a tournament against the Kumo players. It's something that we're gonna stream so the entire community can see it. There's gonna be giveaways, and then there's gonna be um, a one of one NFT that you guys have not seen, and you'll see it once the announcement goes live. We're still trying to sort the dates, but we think this is going to be a really cool partnership. It's going to give us a lot of more visibility to the communities, and we also believe that this in particular is just the beginning for a what we're trying to do now is make it a bigger sort of a art tournament collab where we're gonna try to get like at least 16 other projects involved, and there's really big names involved in that. But that's gonna come in later. First, we need to do the smaller one, and then we'll then jump into the big one. But this is really interesting, and we'll share more information on that as soon as we finalize the dates. But I'm hoping to be able to have uh, our Discord and our Twitter post hopefully by the middle of the week, at least so we can get people um, excited about it and then trying to participate in this special partnership that we have coming up. As far as that, I mean, we're working with other projects. Um, Didn't say much about that right now, but as soon as we are confirmed on other partnerships and collaborations, you guys will be the first to know. So that's about it for now as far as partnerships.
Got it. There are some more coming up soon also that we can't, I guess, talk about right now, but we
Yeah.
are that is what a percentage of our marketing budget is going to. Being able to get a collaboration and mint extra uh, possibly collaboration pieces and enter their worlds with them. And it's really exciting for us. With that in mind, too, I know there's always been questions about how do you spend this extra influx of Ethereum. We have heard you multiple times over that our outward external presence is lacking. And we are actively interviewing now and trying to bring on a very talented, creative social media manager, someone that can represent our Twitter and foster those online conversations and really help get Dino Babies in Space into the Twitter sphere with more spaces, both we host and also we join other people in those spaces. And so we shared a post on our Twitter and in Discord. If you or someone you know is great at social media and they want to apply an interview, we are hiring. We do pay. We could pay in cash or Ethereum based on your needs, but we hear you, and we're trying to make this community better because of that. We know this is for the long haul, and so we are trying to expand the team to accommodate those needs. And then on top of that, more about us hearing you and listening is we are making active changes on Discord. If you felt like we have too many channels, I would agree with you. And so we have been actively cleaning up our Discord, reducing the clutter, trying to get channels more consolidated so you can focus on the core parts of the community, engaging in similar interests, engaging in the DAO and helping improve our system, and also updates and information about Dino Babies in Space show. So we are trying to make sure that you have that. And if you have any questions or thoughts on it, please share any ideas. Please make a proposal of how you'd want to make that change happen. And we'd be happy to engage with you about that type of topic. I guess those are all the quick and dirty updates. Still exciting. 13 Ethereum is nothing to scoff at. Having 100 Ethereum DAO is wonderful. But you're here to hear about both sides of our project, the NFT and the show. So I think we should probably go show first. Matt's been traveling, knocking on doors, talking to people, and he has a couple things he'd love to talk about.
Hey everyone. So this was a pretty big week show-wise, and I'm going to talk about all of it. But first off, I just want to say we had our first official meetings with studios, and they went really, really well. Not quite at the point yet where we can say who we're talking to, but we've already scheduled follow-up meetings, which is huge because if they weren't interested, if they didn't see a real chance of saying yes, they wouldn't invite us back. They'd just say, cool, sounds good, enjoy. So the momentum is real, and these are with like top tier streaming platforms that we're taking these meetings with. Now, to me, the really big news that kind of blew my mind a little bit this week is one of these studios, when I was pitching, they floated the idea of, instead of a TV show, a feature film. And whether or not we go through with that, whether that's the avenue we end up taking, just the fact that, we're 2 weeks into the new year and we're already talking about this is pretty crazy. And it just shows how seriously they're taking us. Because for me, throughout my whole history of pitching, it's like the pitching a feature is kind of that golden goose of the entertainment industry. It's like they pretty much don't make movies unless it's based on pre-existing properties, or you're like really, really high up there in the entertainment industry. So the fact that they brought this up and are interested in us and our project for the possibility of it alone is kind of mind blowing and really I kind of had to readjust how I'm thinking about like our position and what we should be asking for. And because if they're looking at us that way, that is huge. Those are the big ones. We have more pitches set up for next week, and then just within our team, we've been strategizing how to move the project forward in the fastest way possible. I don't know if we're going to talk about those specifics today because it's still in the early days, but we've been really strategizing and came up with some really cool ideas about that too.
So Matt, stop you right there. For the people that did not understand or maybe missed the what you were saying, did you say feature film?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
like
Okay.
a major Hollywood in theaters movie.
All right. There you go.
Yeah,
Okay. That's what I was waiting for. Okay. Cool.
like you have to buy a ticket at AMC if this goes right, which that would change our trajectory, and that's obviously something we would bring up with the community and vote on and all of that. Should this ever become like a thing that we think is absolutely going to happen instead of just like something that was brought up in a meeting. Um, but yeah, to me, it's huge. That's like the most exciting, maybe the most exciting news we've had so far in my eyes.
And for the people who care about what that means for being fractional producers, what what else comes with having a feature movie? What could we expect in terms of IP ownership and residuals across the board?
I mean, it. I'm going to be honest, I'm not entirely sure. Um, I know I said this last week. This is not the kind of thing where they're going to spring it on us and we're going to have to say yes in the moment and end up screwing over the DAO or anything like that. We'll have probably weeks and or months to bring this info to you guys and make sure it's what the community wants to do. I hope my my dream is that this is just means more, bigger, better, everything. Um, yeah, that that's my real hope because that when you get into the movies, that's when that's when those merchandising arms of studios, the all of that stuff comes into play, and the DAO is a big part of the project, and it is going to be in that negotiation. So
And beyond that, the what I was hoping, leading question wise, but I'll just go ahead and
gotcha.
say them then, is there's when you have a movie, what happens is the studios don't want you to make a movie and then go somewhere else to make a show. So
Gotcha.
what happens when someone does that is they option off the show too. They option off the web rights. They absorb it all. And one big acquisition like that is huge for us. We get so much momentum and interest, and then going even further into residuals and where the DAO goes with this. Syndication, licensing, and distribution rules for movies are so much grander and international
Yep.
than an animated series goes. So you can spread off, and the movie gets licensed in many different directions. And we have a bigger reach. Uh, just the fact that of our first week of meetings, we're already getting asked about feature films from major studios shows that they are interested and they want in the on the NFT space, and they have the checkbooks to make that happen. So while it would wreck the deal if we said who, there's a world where we should be to talk to us, and this only is positive.
Yep.
I wa-
And one other thing I want to add on to that is like the licensing of TV deals and buying outright is that really extends the shelf life of this project. Like from going to a year or a year plus to make a TV show and then it's out in the world, the lifespan would then grow too, which hard to say exactly what that means, but it's only a good thing.
Yeah, it's really wild.
Yeah.
And other things than that, just to keep that world in mind, we are not, of course, only pushing for a movie deal. We're seeing where the best deal lies. We're still talking to agencies about representing, and we're even talking to studios of all sizes to see where the best deal and partnership lands for us.
I don't know
But
about you guys, but I'm excited about this stuff. I'm hyped. I don't know.
I'm so
I don't know what you
excited.
guys. You guys are like serious, and you guys need to like. Oh my god.
I need to
We
show
should have
more
been
emotion,
drinking
is what
before
I'm
this,
saying.
yeah.
Yeah, you have to feel the emotion.
Pop the champagne.
This is
I've
like
been
this is like the top. You know,
This
you
is
say
the
show,
top.
and then you say movie. Well, movie's the top.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just
And
throwing that out there.
it really is, but just like what AJ was just saying about we're exploring all possibilities because like we do want to think about value for you guys, value for the community in terms of just like being a part of this community and like a movie would be amazing, but a smaller studio is also amazing because those are when you get more control creatively and ownership wise. So that's like when we say we're seeing what deal works best. There's no one clear route. The fact that it's being offered as a movie, though, that's, yeah, like Camilla says, that's celebration worthy.
it's
So Matt, oh sorry, and now going back to that of us making sure that we're getting the best value for what we have here. What is what's happening this week? If you can uh, give us some more details. I think there's some details in there that we should share.
Um, I have two more pitches with studios lined up for this week that are different from the ones from last week, and we'll see where that goes. I've reached out to a number of other people that will hopefully either in this coming week or the week after. Um, it it seems like it's just going to be nonstop for for the foreseeable future. Is that what you were referencing,
Yeah,
or something more
yeah.
specific?
Absolutely. And if we're talking about big studios, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, like serious stuff, not the small ones. Not talk about the big guys here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make that also make sure people
Like
understand that as well.
big. like, like if it was a small studio, I'd just say who it was. But
Yeah, right. The ones you cannot say the names.
yeah.
yeah, that's a good trick to actually keep in mind. If it's big enough that they'd be upset if we're talking about them, then they're pretty powerful.
Yeah.
And we're saying there's two this week, right? So it was one last week. It was initially to talk about the show, and they said, "How about a movie?" And then you have two more this week.
Two more this week. Yep.
All right. I don't know. I don't know what else to tell people. I mean, if you're listening or if you're going to be listening on the recorded AMA, I don't know what else to tell you. But this is to me is a proof of success to the point where we're 2 weeks in the new year and we're already meeting with three different studios, big enough for us to not being able to share the names. So that has to mean something for you as a holder, and it has to mean something for you as a potential investor. I'm going to leave that right there.
Matt, now that you're in the swing of pitching, I know last week we talked about, our lawyer has suggested we do not record the pitches and put them up online for later viewing. Could we still do a abbreviated pitch sometime later this week so that people see what you're actually bringing to these studios and conversations?
Yeah. Sure. I think that would be really great, especially since I do have to actually change the pitch to pitch it as a movie. So it would be really good to practice that anyways. And I'd love to share with you guys.
Cool. So then, with that in mind, then, while we can't tell you who we're talking to, you'll we will show you the pitch that we're making and how that's going, and we'll probably post about the day and the time we're doing that, maybe tonight or tomorrow. But stay tuned. As producers with us, you need to be included, and we want you to know where we stand. I don't want to interrupt all the good news, and I'm sorry I'm not as excited as everyone else is. I've just been awake for so long. The
You have your coffee
um,
today?
I haven't. That's the big thing, isn't it? Um, so I bet if I go and take a caffeine pill, I'll perk right up. So there are a few questions. Remy asks, will the DAO be able to vote on which studio and network we go with if we have options? Yeah, we want your opinion of that. That is totally where things stand. If we get into a bidding war, which is of course the dream state, or there's a world where, let's say, one studio wants to do a TV series and one wants to do a movie, there's we will present to you all the cards we have in some really complicated snapshot, and we want to have a true involvement. Where does the DAO stand on these opinions? Because you have a decent portion of this involvement at this company, and so we want you to be involved in it. We expect you to be involved in it, and we promise you that the only reason we're being quiet right now is because if we told 80 people here and 80 of them tweeted, we'd probably lose the deal because we were violating what they expect to be NDAs. So we're telling you as much as we can on preliminary stages.
And
But yeah,
just to add a little bit to that too about you guys voting, it's like, we are super excited about the movie and that is like it feels so big, but I love like the era of TV that we're in. It's like if people are like, I would rather see this as an episodic TV show, like that could maybe hopefully go on because the original plan was 3 seasons. It's like that's more content than a movie. So like, just because a movie feels different doesn't mean we welcome this discussion. We can't wait till we're having these kind of discussions. Um, yeah, I hope that's clear with everybody. We definitely want to know what you guys think.
sure. Yeah. And a movie doesn't mean we don't do a show. It just means the show now is a continuation. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. Um, do we have any other? I mean, we're showing a pitch this week. We've talked about who we're talking to. I assume there'll be some questions in stand up now about potential deals coming in. I'll save those questions for the end. I also want to get out there what's happening in a month ish. Is season 2 of Dino Babies in Space the NFT project, Space Pirates. So we effectively are going to be launching the second collection of Dino Babies in Space mid-February, and the focus of it is an antagonistic crew who interfere with the Dino Babies' escape, and they are the Space Pirates, led by Honey Brasco. And where we are, the last time we told you, is the play to earn game dynamics. Those have not changed. Effectively, if you stake a pirate, the pirate will steal a percentage of eggs a day from a certain wallet. The more pirates you have, the more eggs you steal, and the more eggs you have, the more you have in the DAO. Effectively, it's a play to earn game to generate eggs from inactive users to active users, but there's a whole way to, accumulate eggs at a faster clip. We haven't really shown you much about the pirates. And so tonight we're going to talk a little bit about the pirate crew, who they are, and what will make the NFTs be kind of interesting and novel in this space. So I don't know how we can easily show pictures on the Discord spaces.
I don't either.
So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna post the pictures on the sneak peeks channel.
Okay.
Um, Unfortunately, if you are gonna be listening to the recording and you are not on our Discord, just join the Discord, and then you can look at the sneak peeks when you join. Um, and if you're gonna watch the AMA or listen to the AMA later, I mean you'll see the sneak peeks before that, but you'll get to it as you get through the recording. So Matt, you just tell me which which ones to load, and then I'll load them up right now, or however you want to
Yeah.
do it.
So those first 5 I sent you, go ahead and toss
Five.
those in there.
All right, cool. So I'll
Yeah.
do the first five right now. Oh, three.
And this is showing you the pirates themselves, and we're going to
Yes.
explain who the crew are of the space pirates.
I'm gonna do an at everyone here, so people, in case they're looking for the channel. Purpose Peak Season 2. Pirates. And it's uploading, and they're all in there. You should see them now, Matt.
Yep. I can see them in there. So I'm just going to go through, give you like a little brief description of each character, and then we actually have a couple more sneak peeks after this that we're going to share with you guys that kind of what AJ alluded to about how it's going to be pretty unique in the NFT space. But first off, like we mentioned, this is Honey Brasco, and like the series would start with her staging a mutiny from her like pirate fleet leader, and she ventures out to find glory and riches in the depths of space with her crew of insane crewmates. And next up, the little blue guy. His name is Gorzo, and he's powered internally by the light of a decaying star. And he's like the cutthroat mercenary fighter of the crew, and he is also Honey Brasco's ex-husband. He probably should have left and gone out of his own on his own, but he sticks around because he's codependent. The next dude, the little robot, his name is Chip. He's part living computer and part like weapons arsenal. He's also a hopeless romantic, and he is Honey's current husband, and he's also very insecure that Corzo hangs around. Next up, the second robot, his name is Scar. He's actually an ancient ghost possessing the body of an old decommissioned soldier droid. And he's the man of few words, and he's just joining the Brasco pirates until the day he completes his unfinished business to reunite with his long lost wife, who's like the war goddess of a faraway planet. And then last up, we have Bitey and Stabby, and they are escaped from the space gulag, and they're conjoined brothers, and they've like left a trail of crimes behind them before joining the Brasco pirates. Neither of them are very smart, but they have detachable brain nodules, so they can have like a variety of skills that come in handy in a pinch. Stabby is the way that he is because his brain was installed backwards. So those are the main 5, and then so what we're doing is you can actually go ahead and post the rest of those I sent you, Camilo. But we've come up with the rarity chart so that each trait will go across every pirate, but be unique to each pirate. And you'll see in a second when we post these. Like, for instance, the first one we just posted, it's the expression burning with rage, and it's different for Honey Brasco, it's different for Chip, it's going to be unique to each and every pirate. The next one we got is the dead version of Bitey and Stabby. The third one, the third and fourth, are Honey Brasco getting kicked in the face with a boot and Gorzo getting kicked in the face with a boot. And like, we can there's so much variation we could do with this, and just the stuff that I've planned, I can't wait to show you because like when we were first doing Ziggy, I was basically just, having fun, pushing my creativity as far as I can. But in that process, I learned so much. So now I really feel like I can push the NFT to the limit of what we're able to do. Like before, I mean, obviously, I'm extremely proud of how Ziggy turned out, but I think we're going to really be able to play with the medium in super fun ways. And doing this is a big part of that.
And it's also fun to talk about then how many hand-drawn traits will come out of this. Because we are
Yes.
not just doing one single layer, one single pose, and then we put hats on a
Yeah.
character. The traits here are we're still going to have a great distribution that will still have rare, medium rare, and common elements. But because there are 5 types of pirates in this NFT collection, you're pretty much 5xing all the hand drawn traits that will be in this collection. And beyond that, to show the interactions, I really like looking at the kicked in the face uh, expression. It comes in at different angles. It comes in different ways. We are custom drawing how each pirate would reflect a trait name. And some names could be really ambiguous. A bomb could be how different characters view a bomb. And those types of personality will be reflected throughout the whole project. But to keep that in mind, we're talking about 80 traits times 5. We're talking, taking out backgrounds, we're talking about over 300 hand drawn traits will be in this collection. So we're not copping out for season 2. We're trying to amp it up way more and
Yeah.
give
Way,
you
way more.
more art. Yeah. Ziggy had 90 traits. This has 80, so we reduced a few, but by multiplying by 5, we're giving you much, much more uh, character art to interact with on top of the play to earn game that will be at the center of how you gather utility from the pirate NFT.
Yeah,
Um,
it is a lot of work, but I think hopefully you guys are as excited about this announcement as we are. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Are there any other projects that have tried this yet?
There are projects that have had multiple genus types
Gotcha.
in the release, and the armor is relatively the same, or they're having some elements. We're talking about totally 5 different, every single element about them different, just sharing the same metadata name. So the novelty here is how extremely different the pictures go while still maintaining the same metadata across all. So for people who are using Rarity Sniper or Partner or other Rarity tools, you'll be able to see the rankings won't change and you'll still have correct rankings across the board. It's just the images you'll see are going to be radically different. Um, with that, also, I'm sure people are asking, how many pirates? What's it going to cost? When's whitelist? So I'll give you a couple more of those stats. Um, we're going to do, we are aiming at 8,888 pirates. And up 3,800 is our target of pirates that you'll be able to mint with dino eggs, and it'll be 28 eggs per pirate mint. So if you're doing quick math in your head, you're gonna say, AJ, there aren't that many eggs available in circulation right now. That's exactly right. What we are aiming for here is not only will the not all the pirates be minted out on eggs immediately, but there'll be a little bit of possibly having pirates steal eggs to buy more pirates as part of this play to earn game. The other portion of Pirates will be priced in Ethereum at a competitive minting price. I don't like where the meta has gone, where mints are now at, zero point 0.1. We're not going to go that high. We will never charge you that much. But we are going to have an Ethereum buy as well, and the price is not determined yet. But it's based entirely on where Ethereum is averaging price wise closer to mint date, and we'll work on those numbers soon. But we want to keep pricing fair as we have with Ziggy. We will never be the most expensive project on the block, and that is purposeful. I believe that's all of our agenda, and saving pirates for last was my intention. Before I jump to questions, that seems to be everything, correct? Yeah, looks
I
like it.
think
I
so.
think so, yeah.
Cool.
Trying to check.
So, with that said, then, I'm going to answer some written questions on the questions channel. And otherwise, we'll play the game of hands. Raise your hands if you want to hop on and ask some live questions, and we will be here to answer them. But a couple of initial questions. Will we be using these NFTs in the metaverse? Asks Delexis. The answer is yes. The answer is very, very yes. We are actively trying to figure out how to get you Ziggies and pirates in the metaverses. And we will be working hard to make that a fun reward for you. At this point, there is no metaverse collaboration or integration yet, but we absolutely know that is an important part of NFTs, and we are not going to ignore that part. But we are right now hoping to have that be more updates for you in the coming weeks, and we're going to have a really good announcement, I hope. Fingers crossed everything goes right before February. We also have a question about are the pirates stealing eggs the only way of regulating whale eggs voting power? That's a really interesting question, and is one that I see a lot of DAOs struggle with. Is how do you prevent complete whales from stealing the entirety of the vote of the DAO? There's a couple of answers. One has been developed by a lot of really cool communities. It's called quadratic voting, which reduces the value of eggs by a quadratic formula, and that probably brings you back to 11th grade math. But the basic gist is it adds a popular vote on top of a egg based vote. So the more votes you have increases the quadratic formula instead of the number of eggs each individual voter owns. And if we get to a point where there's a huge diaspora of egg owners to to people who want to vote, we'll probably have to have a quadratic proposal conversation to make things still have weighting, but still allow the small guy to make an impact. As of right now, the largest holder of eggs has a little over 800 eggs. It's not, the distance between is not too large. And holding a Ziggy gets you one egg a day, and pirates let you steal from multiple unclaimed pools. There are still many, many ways you can catch up. Last week, we voted on a liquidity pool that where the DAO owns the initial LP or the liquidity pool's funding, and the community voted to hold a liquidity pool funding from the DAO at least until we start entering real conversations with a studio that we can talk about, and at that point, then we will open up a DAO run liquidity pool. So there will be ways also to regulate voting where people can sell eggs. For now, you can sell them on the marketplace channel we have, but if anyone here, any whale wants to start a pool, you're welcome to as well, and we will support you in it. It's just at this point, the DAO will not be funding it, but that is a way that we would also hope votes get more spread out through people selling and buying their eggs. I see a couple raised hands. I'm going to jump to a live question, and then I'll go to questions. Squishy. You are up.
Good evening or good morning, I guess, depending on where you guys live. How are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good, good. I'm honestly I'm really bullish on the news. Like I've been a big fan. From Mint or from before Mint with you guys. I've been following you kind of all the way through. And I really like, I mean, how like the last week's activities, cleaning up the Discord, getting some of those votes out and everything like that. And then as far as the news with the movie studio or like the future film and everything like that, I did have a couple of questions. Is there going to be an opportunity for Ziggy holders if or when the series and or movie go live to possibly have voice acting roles? And if we do get a feature film, would we also be able to raffle off some red carpet spots as well for holders?
The, the simple answer to both of those questions is definitely yes. We've kind of talked previously about voice acting stuff, and when that time comes, I think we definitely want to do some kind of community driven contest where I don't know exactly how we would set it up, but people try out, the community votes, kind of like, I don't know how many of you guys were here in the early days when we were doing karaoke for whitelist spots, but something kind of along those lines. And then red carpet is, yeah, definitely, absolutely. We are going to find a way to make that happen too.
I have seen many successful movies that have a huge community engagement be able to bring community members to the premiere or premieres these days. So we absolutely will get that in. And I'm more than happy to work with whatever showrunner and casting team we get to offer a multi-day Discord tryout where we bring people on, you try out, and we give you the real review that would come from any Hollywood casting team. We absolutely want that to happen. We want the community to feel empowered, and I do believe there are some great talent in this community that could come out, and this could be a great moment for you to get those IMDb credits.
And I just think it would be like potentially amazing and hilarious. You know, who knows what if the community's choosing, it could just be really, really fun. So I love that idea so much.
And that actually, like, sorry to take up more time, but I had a second kind of follow up question with that. Is there an opportunity possibly for like the DAO to set up a like voice acting? Like if somebody wants to get into voice acting, we might be able to give them a little seed funding or give them like money to go get a studio recording done or something like that for them. So that way they can actually build a small portfolio or something. And that'll be my last question.
Yeah.
The answer to that is the DAO has 100 Ethereum, and last time I checked, we had over 120 voters. Propose it. If that's a thing that you think will help build the community, write up the proposal. Let's start talking about it. There is a total way that we can share the wealth of knowledge in the media world with this community. And if it comes from a contest or if it comes from some way of empowering people to go off and be their own media stars or help start a career, that would be a wonderful story to talk about of how we actually help the community. The DAO is not 100% put towards just investing opportunities. We want to put that Ethereum towards improving our community through any creative methodology. And I would love it if you wrote that proposal up and we started talking about it.
Yeah, I think I can do something like that. Cool.
Awesome,
Thank you
man.
so much, guys.
Awesome.
I really appreciate it.
Of course. Thanks for that great question.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I have a question about the pirates because I'm a little bit confused and I haven't really been following. too much. Although I do own 3 Ziggies, I was just wondering. So for when you can stake a pirate and steal people's eggs, if you claim your eggs from the website, can those eggs be stolen, or is it only the eggs that have yet to be claimed?
I'm gonna tell you, my headphones just went out and went back in right between the moments of you saying you have eggs and then you said claimed. So I'm just gonna. Are you asking what will happen
No,
when?
I'm asking how exactly the pirates steal eggs. Like, say, for example, I have yet to claim my eggs. So if I claim
Yes.
my eggs right before the pirate thing comes out, will those eggs be safe and they can't be stolen? And
Yes.
is it
Yes.
only unstolen, like only
It,
unclaimed
it
eggs that can be
it
stolen?
is just unclaimed eggs.
Okay.
So the game has three active components for any member after pirates are out. One is how often do you want to claim your eggs? You have a component of gas timing that you may want to reduce your costs on, or you'll be able to blow gas on acquiring eggs. That's based on your own math of what an egg's worth. Staking pirates, how often do you want to stake your pirates? And then how often do you want to unstake them? And those are the three components. The only thing at play are unclaimed eggs. Pirates will steal unclaimed eggs from other wallets and then put those unclaimed eggs into your unclaimed pile. So at the same time, you are also at greater risk of also being stolen from. The other part about this is we're going to put a upper threshold of what percentage a pirate can steal from a wallet. So no pirate is going to steal the last egg, but everything else is up for grabs. So if you have 10 pirates stealing every day, you're going to have a big pile of loot that could also get stolen from. And that's going to be all game in the unclaimed pool. Once it's in your wallet permanently, we will never do anything to remove it.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Sure thing. Thanks for
Yeah,
asking.
thank you.
With that said, also, I see there's a couple of discussions happening and questions about the upper limit of purchasing pirates. Knowing that some whales do have 800 eggs, and though that will probably grow in the next 3 weeks, there's a question about upper limits on wallet ownership in the pirate mint. We haven't really done the math on what that should look like, but I totally see the rational argument that you'll see a huge influx of whales only spreading their wealth and acquiring more wealth in that manner. So what I will tell you is I will push a proposal out for different combinations of egg minting thresholds, and we'll vote on it and we'll decide as a community. And we'll get that out this week so that we know that number going into all of our contract writing that's going to happen soon. If that's an acceptable answer, I'd love to make that a community driven answer instead of arbitrarily saying 5 or whatever that number may be. If you don't like that, tell me no. I'm happy to pick for us too. But with that said, I see Monty. You are requesting to speak. I'm gonna let you on. While Monty comes up, we'll go back to our questions.
Monty, if you can hear us, we just send you the invite so you can come to speak. And if anybody else wants to come, oh, there he is. There's Monty. If anybody else has more questions, you can go ahead and raise your hands as well.
Yeah. Monty, feel free to ask your question. You are up now. But while Monty is getting his mute button working, Monty, I'm guessing you're going to ask a question about a shop where we can buy things with egg, like real life merch or selling whitelist spots. We have been thinking about that, and we definitely want to. The merch part of it has getting cloudy now that we have different companies who also may want to own the merchandising rights for the show. So we are still, as I say often, we are definitely we actually already talking to producers of plushies and toys to see how we could make custom Ziggies based off 90 different traits and see if they could do that, kind of like Build-A-Bear. And I would love to sell those for eggs so that there's no exchange of currency between us. And that's just a reward for being a Ziggy holder. That wouldn't be able to happen until, I mean, at the rate machining works, that wouldn't be able to happen until June or July at the soonest. And at that point, we would probably also have to work out merchandising deals with our partners to see if we can get exclusive rights to, or we can get non-exclusive rights to sell the merchandise just on a one-time game. But we're definitely working on it. And we're definitely looking into it because I don't want to put all our cards in the basket and say we can't get non-exclusive merchandising rights. You raise a different question. Also, can we buy digital assets or exchange digital assets for other assets because of special partnership arrangements? That's the dream. That's the dream in the NFT world, is can you find utilization that crosses a metaverse? And we are hoping we can do that. We have, for a little bit, toyed the idea of we're getting whitelist opportunities. Is there a world where we want to actually require an egg to enter a whitelist? And that is a thing we're considering. We're still so early to having partnerships. I don't want to burden partnerships with trading an egg for a whitelist or trading an egg to enter a raffle. But if that really interests the community, I think we could toy with the idea and try to find some price mediums that would be fun. The only problem with exchanging eggs for whitelist spots or exchanging eggs for raffle spots is there still would be contract interaction and gas costs. And I really didn't want any time in the near future, while the mainnet is still so congested, to make you spend more on gas than you initially were intending. And there could be, a 0.01 gas fee just for even buying a whitelist spot. And I think that would be kind of shady to do to members. But I'll tell it like this. Why don't we throw that back to the partnership team and we get a proposal up in the next couple of weeks to see if we want to enable that feature and see if that would be a fun way to recycle eggs. Monty, you're still muted, so if you have a different question, I'd love to answer that. Okay. Another written question in chat from Arbrola. Will Ziggy holders be whitelisted automatically? Yes. If you hold a Ziggy, you will be whitelisted to mint a pirate. Flat out, yeah, absolutely. There's going to be very little public mint of pirates. We're going to have a huge opportunity for Ziggy holders to both mint off the Ethereum contract and the Dino Egg contract. The dream world is very little goes to public. I hate gas wars, so I would hope instead we can have Ziggy holders benefit from being part of the project and supporting us early on. Dino Babies Oil Trees says, some holders won't be able to mint with eggs. That's correct. But also, just to be clear, there has not been that many eggs even put into circulation yet than those costs are available. So it's going to be a bit of a game to see how that large allocation of pirates actually get minted off. We're hoping to see some really cool stuff happen, but just generally speaking, if we start mint on Valentine's Day and every single wallet has claimed every single egg, which also is not true, we would only mint about 2,900 eggs or 3,000 eggs. So there will be a leftover portion that will get minted after as more eggs come in. Sudoku asked an interesting question. Is there a world where we can name our Ziggy for eggs? I want to say yes. I have not. I've seen Kaiju Kings do that. I haven't seen many others. I would love. You know what? I'm gonna pin that one, and I'm gonna ask our Solidity developer how that would play out, because Yeah,
Great
why the
idea.
fuck not? Um, sure. I'm gonna ask our Solidity developer how that would play with our metadata, and there's probably no reason we can't do that. To the point of saying, I want to do that. So I'll look into it. Thank you for bringing that up, Sudoku. Alex, you are on the line. What's up?
Oh, can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Hey everyone. I guess it's evening for me. I just picked up my smoothie and I'm drawing my Invisible Friends whitelist fan art. So hopefully gonna get that. But man, I'm amazed at what the whole Dino Babies team is doing. I think that this is one of the best NFTs because um, I think if people don't get what's going on, you guys have so much value that's going to be created off chain. Most NFT projects hope that they become a cultural phenomenon in the form of like a film or something, and that's kind of directly where you guys are going. I watched the pitch decks and everything that you guys did, and I love the creative side of this thing. And you guys could literally just sit back and let the movie come or the show come and let that be the thing that rockets Dino Babies. But you guys are not sitting back. You guys are doing the eggs, the pirates and everything. I'm amazed at this project, and I don't know another like film project or TV project in the NFT world that's doing the whole package like this. I just want to say, good job to the whole team across the board. And I'm loving, and I love, you guys updating us and showing us the whole process.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Alex. Is there I love the compliments, but is there anything I could answer that's on your mind about Dino Babies while you're here?
I'm not sure if you guys have answered this. Is there a certain percentage that the DAO owns of the show?
Yes, that number is fluctuating, but it will change based on our partnerships and what the agency will require from our structure. It is 30% right now, and and that will also change based off of investments Matt may require, the studio may require from the DAO. So the money does not come for free from the DAO. There's an increase of ownership share, but for the time being, we are looking at an initial founding of 30%. But I want to say that with a wink and a nod because that number is as of right now and will change as soon as we start bringing in extra showrunners, extra uh, producers, an executive producer, partnership studios, and whatever that may be. That number will be diluted a little bit. So don't say you're a 30% owner of a feature film, but that's where we started as a seed round.
Awesome. Thank you.
Sure thing. Um, yeah, that question is a hard one for us, and we are still meeting entertainment lawyers to figure out how dilution will play out and what is a unrestricted share versus a restricted share. So when we have that finalization of agreement between Matt, ourselves, the DAO, and possible other partnerships coming in, we will publish how ownership plays out in a real structure. Because this is the blockchain, and that should be obvious. And I know that this has very been off-chain and centralized. I want to make sure you guys feel comfortable about what your DAO ownership level is. But on top of that, I just want to reiterate we were already looking at a huge return in terms of seed funding as a DAO by being part of a successful animated series. Entering a feature film space is just it's a rocket. It's a different shape, and so we'll probably get diluted down. But it's like saying, would you rather own a small pizza place or Google? Like that's the level of size difference we're talking about. Um, so if you're not salivating from that, then tell me how I can make it more exciting. But yes, we are trying our best in multiple directions to bring you a fun, engaging play to earn NFT project that ultimately is tied to the reward schedule of true Hollywood magic. I don't want to prep people too early or too new. I mean, I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch in regards to proposals. But I would love it if you check out the Dino Babies launch platform proposal. I think we're going to really enter a new schema of
Yeah.
media NFT investing as well. What I'm leaning to believe, if the snapshot is any indicator of preliminary voting, we will also probably be opening what I would effectively call a venture accelerator for media NFT projects. And this DAO has so many directions to go. I mean, if the show does well, that's one great win. But we will also probably be trying to seed fund early NFT projects in multiple directions to also see possibly some return to the DAO. A lot of wins in multiple ways here. So if you think this project is undervalued comparatively, I would agree with you. If you think this project has legs, I would agree with you. If you think we are still a dead project because we're not tweeting as much as possible, we're going to hire somebody to tweet for us, and then I hope you're a believer. I don't see many more questions in chat. I don't see any hands raised. So I'm going to throw final words to Matt and Camillo. Any final closing thoughts for this week, or?
So, I mean, I think you pretty much said it all. I mean, if you are not hyped at this point for what we have going on in this project, I don't know what else to tell you guys. I mean, um, you can go, you can go and check. And I mean, I don't like to compare with anybody. I don't like to compete with anybody because at the end of the day, this is all a community, and we're here to help each other. But go out there and check and see, how successful are the other projects out there, and what kind of value you're getting. And I mean, we hear it all the time. We hear it and we see it. Why is the floor so low? I have no idea. If you ask me, I mean, this should be, it should be different. It should show differently on the secondary market, and I still don't understand why. Um, why is it like that? But um, besides that fact that I know everybody, it's a big concern for everybody. The value that you get from this project, you're not going to get it anywhere. You're getting the possibility of being a producer on a movie or a studio or a show. You're going to have possibility of participating in what we call we're looking at the launch pad, which is it's going to be, I think, amazing. Is one of the best proposals we had. I myself stood out of it because I didn't want to sound like too excited about it, but to me is one of the best things that we could pass through as the DAO. There's going to be so much coming out of that one proposal, and we have a season two coming. Pirates, um, Matt's second, chance to make an NFT, actually play with the NFT. Now he knows what he's getting into. This is going to be amazing in any way you look at it. So like I said in the beginning, and I always said it, we are not this. We are a different NFT project, um, and we're always doing the best for the community, for you guys, the holders, and I hope you see the value. I really hope you do.
I hope so too. And just to kind of go off what he was just saying, like it's my goal with Pirates to do as much as possible to make them an NFT project that is just unlike anything you guys have seen before. And hopefully we'll pull that off. But just in terms of the project as a whole, like it's now 2 weeks since we've been back from the holiday break. And this is just from my perspective, is the amount of momentum we've had is truly mind blowing. I would stay up late dreaming that this would be the situation we're in, and now we're here. And I hope you guys see that and are excited by that too, because I know when you are holders, it's like this is money that 2 weeks can feel like a long time, but this is actually progressing so much faster than I thought it was. And like having to juggle so many different meetings and reaching out to so many people, it's like it is a lot, but it's also so unbelievably incredible and exciting, and I really think speaks to the quality of our project and the potential of our project. And I know you guys are all here, so you, at least on some level, agree. And we really appreciate you coming along for this journey.
And with that said, everyone, it's been a really great week. There's definitely more coming. I'm looking forward to getting you guys updated soon. And if you have anyone who's great at social media, loves Twitter, please have them apply. I'd love to talk to them about what they can do for us and what we can do for them. Have a great night.
Thank you all, and have a good one.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming.